YFN Jackson Podcast.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's good with everybody today, man? I had to come back with another Cabernet conversation, and this is what I'm drinking tonight: Stave and Still Bourbon Barrel Aged Cabernet Sauvignon. You know that's all I drink is Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't drink any other alcohol beverage, period. But man, yesterday we had a lot of things occurred. We had the James Harden. The day before that, James Harden was complaining, talking about the Houston Rockets just can't get it done. They trash, basically. He said, I did everything I possibly could, and I love this city. And then yesterday he got traded. So he got traded to the Brooklyn Nets. What is Brooklyn going to do with all that firepower? It ain't enough balls out there for Kyrie, for, you know what I'm saying, James Harden and Kevin Durant. Who going to play defense? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna play defense? I don't know if they got anybody that can stop LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because right now it seems like the finals are sold up. We're gonna see the Brooklyn Nets, New York against LA, California. But okay, so it's some other things that I want to address also that we might not have known that was in the coronavirus stimulus package, the Caresact. So in the Caresact, the government had to reveal what they know about UFOs and what they learned about UFOs in 180 days after the Caresact was approved. So what do they know? And are they going to be honest with what they're revealing to the public? So we're going to check out a video on that also. And then, you know what I'm saying, after that, YFN Lucci is wanted $5,000 reward to turn YFN Lucci in. So them snitches out there, they trying to get that reward. And he's wanted for murder investigation. Be careful out there in them streets, homie. You know, it's really going down in them streets. So, and then the biggest news, you know, I really ain't a politic individual, but I got to cover the topic of the Trump second impeachment. He's being impeached for the second time. And, man, it's wild. It's wild that he's being impeached for a second time. Like, what I would say about that is that, man, the man said a whole bunch of historical feats. You know what I mean? And tonight, he put out a press conference on the White House YouTube channel. And we're going to go over that also. But first, we're going to check out this James Harden post-game interview and see what the man was talking about, because I was tripping off of that. Let me turn that Jasmine Sullivan down. Make sure y'all go check out Jasmine Sullivan new album Hotels. It's the hottest shit in the game right now, man. And before I move forward, also I want to tell everybody I appreciate y'all for supporting the Trevor Jackson podcast, subscribing to the channel. But if y'all could, I would appreciate if you go over to the Two Brothers podcast and subscribe to that channel. Me and Troy are doing big things. We got things coming up, and we want y'all to participate to the live when we go live. That would be very appreciated, man. But right now, let's get into James Harden and see what this guy was talking about, man. On the real dog. Hold on. I'm bull jiving again. I always be procrastinating with the audio, man. I apologize to everybody tuning in to the pod. Let's get to it.
In this one,
we're just not good enough. You know, we don't. Obviously, chemistry, talent-wise, just everything, and it was clear. Like I said, these last few games, they just, you know, from the beginning of the game, they were just aggressive. Veteran team, obviously, championship team, and you know, one of the best teams that we have in this league. You know, I love this city. I literally, you know, have done everything that I can. You know, I mean, this situation is crazy. You know, it's something that I don't think can be fixed. So,
okay, I understand the man complaints. I understand him complaining about not making it to the championship, but I respect Dame Lillard for staying where he's at. What you gonna do about it though, James? Man, I see you be putting up 40, 50 points. You is putting in a lot of work, but they gave you Chris Paul. They gave you Russell Westbrook. They spent all the money on you. They knew they weren't gonna win no championship. So they just said, man, we gotta move on and start making decisions for ourselves. And me, you got the max contract. Some people don't be concerned about money. He might just want a ring right now. But me, I know them New York taxes, them state taxes, compared to zero state taxes in Houston, Texas. But I see he want to get with his homeboy, Kevin Durant, and he want to get with Kyrie and try to win a championship ring. I salute that. But you didn't win a championship ring when you was with OKC with Kevin Durant. But y'all grown men now, and I understand what you're trying to do, my brother. And I salute you. But man, you get ready to be giving the state of New York like I don't know how many millions and state taxes. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how the NBA players react to this though. See how they react to James Harden. You know what I'm saying? Trey, because if I was them, I'd probably be tripping off of that though. But Mo Bamba, his tweet or whatever, he said, I think it goes without saying that you can't pick Brooklyn in 2K no more. That's a fact. That's big facts. Because you picked them in 2K, then whew, you cheating, man. Okay. Let's see what the next tweet say. Nate Robinson, you don't need to be tweeting nothing about James Harden. You just got knocked out, homie. Rudy Gay, the league is crazy right now. That's the truth. The strippers in Brooklyn are the biggest winners. Hold on, let me pause it so I can read that accurately. I wonder if Kyrie is going to sacrifice. I don't want to hear no more LeBron James need a stacked team to win rings because apparently everyone does. Carry on. Okay, Kendrick Perkins. Get off Brian Peace, man. You've been swinging on Brian Peace. Metal World Peace. Really? No chill Gill. That's a lot of firepower in Brooklyn. Sure is. Mm. The Dribble Brothers. This is the most prolific scoring trio the NBA has ever seen. If this trade doesn't get Kyrie's, whatever he said. Need a big? That's a fact. Hey, man. I don't know, man. Like, is Kyrie gonna sacrifice? Who gonna be the point guard now? How is this gonna work? You know what I'm saying? Is KD gonna get frustrated because he ain't getting the ball? KD, dang, you play with Steph and Clay. Now you playing with the Dribble Brothers, like the homie said in the tweet or whatever. But man, this is wild to me. Like, is they gonna win a championship because that's a lot of money. Also, that's three $30 million players, man. That's $100 million right there just in three players, and they lost the key player, so they better win that championship. And I don't think, my opinion, they're gonna make it to the finals. They're gonna lose in 6 to the Lakers. That's just what I think. Okay, so we get ready to go into the Caresact. You know what I'm saying? What they included in the package that America has to release, the information that America has to release in the Caresact package. And let's see what they talking about, man. And is they gonna tell us the truth? Are they gonna tell us the truth, man?
Speaking of conspiracy theories that actually have truth at the bottom of them, the Corona relief bill the president signed last month contains a provision that hasn't gotten a lot of attention. It directs the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and the heads of other agencies, to disclose what they know about UFOs within 180 days. So what are they going to tell us? Nick Pope is an expert on this subject.
Hey, and leave in the comment section, did y'all know anything about this? Did y'all know that in the Caresact, that in 180 days, the USA had to disclose UFO information?
He's former UK Minister of Defense. He's an official of the UK Ministry of Defense. He joins us tonight. Nick, thanks so much for coming on. What do you think we're likely to learn? Will they obey is the first question. Will they actually tell us what they know? And if they do, what will they tell us?
Well, this is going to be a very interesting year for UFOs, that's for sure, Tucker. And yes, they will definitely have
How did he know that it's going to be a very interesting year for UFOs?
to produce this report within 180 days. So we're going to get this by late June. It has to be unclassified, but can have a classified annex. So the answer, what the public will get, maybe not a lot, but what the Senate Intelligence Committee, the Armed Services Committee will get, hopefully a whole lot more, and hopefully some answers to these questions that we've been asking for months now. What is going on in our airspace? What has the US Navy been encountering? And what is it that has been in these classified briefings that we know some senators have already had?
Hey, my boy Marquise, if you listen to this podcast, you checking out the podcast, man, give me a call. Tell me if this foo-foo or if it's the truth, dog.
What do you think they're likely to reveal?
Well, it's interesting because Senator Marco Rubio said he would almost rather this was alien, because if it turns out to be China or Russia, then we're in big trouble, because the sorts of speeds and maneuvers and accelerations that these objects are capable of really is concerning. And I hope that we're going to find out about that. It's interesting, just before Christmas, there were some leaks. Sitting in Office of Naval Intelligence is an organization called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. They're probably the ones drafting this report. Some leaks suggest they have not ruled out the extraterrestrial hypothesis.
Yeah, and there may be physical evidence of the existence of these craft, whatever they are. Have you heard that?
So I know a UFO stands for unidentified flying object. Okay, so the USA can't identify the flying object. So that means the flying object could be from China, Korea, another neighboring country. It could be from Russia, anywhere. So if Russia has the capabilities of having flying objects that's going 350, 500 miles per hour, that might be worse than aliens, because that means they can fly over the country real fast and drop those nukes. And we're in debt to all of these countries. We're trillions of dollars in debt. So that's a fear that the powers that be may have. But he said he would rather it be aliens. I don't think he wanted to be aliens or Russia.
Yes, I've heard talk of so-called meta materials, and I think this report really will have to disclose. I mean, what the Intelligence Committee want to know is everything in government is fragmented. They want to know who knows what. They want a single official named and put in charge of all this, and this is going to include FBI, by the way, as well as the military and the intelligence community. We want answers.
Yeah. This was some bullshit, man. I'm sorry, everybody. But at the end of the day, that was some bullshit. Like, the government don't never tell us the truth. The government officials, they don't never, like, give us the correct information. They don't, you know what I'm saying, disclose honest information. And UFO information, we'll never get that. I wonder, like, what happened with Area 51? Why we don't get no updates with that, with what's going on in Arizona? Like, we'll never know until it comes. So let's carry on, by the way. YFN Lucci. Okay. YFN Lucci wanted for a murder of a 28-year-old man in Atlanta. Damn, Lucci. I never really heard nothing but one song that I got the for the That's the only song I ever heard. Besides that, I know YFN Lucci for dating Lil Wayne's daughter and beefing with Young Thug and being down with the homie in Texas. That's the only thing I know about YFN Lucci. So now he's wanted for a murder, and they just want to talk to him or whatever, and they're giving a $5,000 reward for somebody snitching on him. So let's see what the city of Atlanta has to say.
Today, the Atlanta Police Homicide Unit is asking for your help. We need to locate 29-year-old Rayshawn Bennett. He's wanted in connection with the shooting death of 28-year-old James Adams on December 10th, 2020.
Somebody snitch.
The incident took place at 978 Peoples Street. Officers responded to a person shot call and located the victim, Mr. James Adams, in the middle of the street with a gunshot wound to the head. A second victim later showed up at the fire station number 14 with a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Both of these stemmed from the same incident. Through an exhaustive investigation, the Atlanta Police Homicide Unit, in conjunction with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, have identified 3 individuals wanted in connection with this homicide. Rayshawn Bennett, 29 years old. Rayvon Boyd, 23 years old. Leroy Pitts, 17 years old.
I ain't gonna like dwell too much on street business, but be careful out there. And from what I heard, somebody telling, you know what I'm saying? It was a paid situation, and somebody telling. If somebody wasn't telling, the police wouldn't know. That's all I gotta say on that situation. The police wouldn't know. So, okay, like these Cabernet conversation podcasts that I'm doing is for the people to like purchase them a bottle of wine, sit down, relax, and holler at your boy. Conversate with me. You know what I'm saying? Get in the comments. Tell me the content that you want me to talk about, that you want me to create. If you want to be a sponsor to the show, call that number at the bottom that's scrolling down. Hit the Cash App. Tell me what you want to promote on the show, and we can make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And this is a free speech podcast. If you are an artist, if you are a author, if you are a chef, if you are a nurse, if you are anything you want to promote, if you're interested, you know what I'm saying, hit the number at the bottom, scrolling at the bottom right there. You know what I'm saying? Or hit that Cash Out right there, and we can make it happen. Okay, so the final topic of yesterday that I want to touch bases on, that Trump spoke on in the White House. I haven't heard this yet, but I heard a lot of people talk about it. And Donald Trump spoke for the first time since being impeached, since the Capitol, I don't even know what to call it, since the Capitol building situation. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Let me talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. So see what Trump talking about. This is 5 minutes long. Lord have mercy.
My fellow Americans, I want to speak to you tonight about the troubling events of the past week. As I have said, the incursion of the U.S. Capitol struck at the very heart of our republic. It angered and appalled millions of Americans across the political spectrum. I want to be very clear. I unequivocally condemn the violence that we saw last week. Violence and vandalism have absolutely no place in our country.
I would say the same thing if I was trying to protect myself. Nothing against Trump. I don't want to see no man locked up. Nothing against Trump. But if you was being impeached, if you was being threatened to be locked up, would you protect yourself with your words?
And no place in our movement. Making America great again has always been about defending the rule of law, supporting the men and women of law enforcement, and upholding our nation's most sacred traditions and values. Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for. No true supporter of mine could ever endorse political violence. No true supporter of mine could ever disrespect law enforcement or our great American flag. No true supporter of mine could ever threaten or harass their fellow Americans.
Okay. The supporters of Trump would be the people to disrespect law and order because they don't fear law and order, because law and order has been on their side and looking out for their best interest their whole lives. They don't know what it feels like to fear law and order. They don't know what it feels like to obtain a felony, to be looking in the rear view all day because you're nervous of the police pulling you over and they might kill you after they pull you over. This is just me speaking from my experience. And I have a lot of white friends, a lot of white homies, man. I respect and I love all races. But at the end of the day, the people that support you feels as if the police is on their side. The police was in the Capitol building with the people that support you taking selfies, helping 60-year-old ladies up the steps so they can go to the Capitol building. But let's carry on.
If you do any of these things, you are not supporting our movement. You are attacking it, and you are attacking our country. We cannot tolerate it. Tragically, over the course of the past year, made so difficult because of COVID-19, we have seen political violence spiral out of control. We have seen too many riots, too many mobs, too many acts of intimidation and destruction. It must stop. Whether you are on the right or on the left, a Democrat or a Republican, there is never a justification for violence. No excuses, no exceptions. America.
When the looting starts, the shooting starts. I'm not going to condemn the racists. Stand back and stand by. Ain't that what he said? Things that make you go, like Arsenio used to do.
Is a nation of laws. Those who engaged in the attacks last week will be brought to justice. Now I am asking everyone who has ever believed in our agenda to be thinking of ways to ease tensions, calm tempers, and help to promote peace in our country. There has been reporting that additional demonstrations are being planned in the coming days, both here in Washington and across the country. I have been briefed by the U.S. Secret Service on the potential threats. Every American deserves to have their voice heard in a respectful and peaceful way. That is your First Amendment right. But I cannot emphasize that there must be no violence, no law breaking, and no vandalism of any kind. Everyone must follow our laws and obey the instructions of law enforcement. I have directed federal agencies to use all necessary resources to maintain order. In Washington, D.C., we are bringing in thousands of National Guard members to secure the city and ensure that a transition can occur safely and without incident.
He went from inciting the insurrection to promoting peace and fear tactics.
Like all of you, I was shocked and deeply saddened by the calamity at the Capitol last week. I want to thank the hundreds of millions of incredible American citizens who have responded to this moment with calm, moderation, and grace. We will get through this challenge just like we always do. I also want to say a few words about the unprecedented assault on free speech we have seen in recent days. These are tense and difficult times. The efforts to censor, cancel, and blacklist our fellow citizens are wrong, and they are dangerous. What is needed now is for us to listen to one another, not to silence one another. All of us can choose by our actions to rise above the rancor and find common ground and shared purpose. We must focus on advancing the interests of the whole nation, delivering the miracle vaccines, defeating the pandemic, rebuilding the economy, protecting our national security.
I'm done. He reading, man. So 2021 has started off with weirdo vibes. Like, this country is being ran by a weirdo. Like, the things he's saying doesn't hold no weight. He been lying the whole time, and people been supportive of his lies. Like, moving forward, I think this country needs to like come together. The United States is a failing country. A lot of people don't want to admit to that because they live here and they're from here, and they see uh, a lot of multi-billionaire people and a lot of people that's successful and creatives that's successful. But to me, the country is in debt. The country has been ran by a foolish man, and it's a lot of separation and division going on in this country. But moving forward with the podcast, we're gonna get completely off of that, and I'm gonna get in a relaxed mode again with the Jasmine Sullivan, and we're gonna move forward with some of the things that I have seen that had me appalled. This is the appalled segment of the podcast. I'm appalled by these things. Okay, so Dr. Fauci is a co-winner of the MLK Award. In the comment section, if you know what Dr. Fauci's nationality is, because I didn't get the receipts, I didn't fact check what his nationality was. I'm not going to deep dive into this because I didn't fact check it. But do y'all respect that he won the MLK Award? He's not an African American individual. Did he deserve that? And I'm not going to do a deep dive on this too. I want y'all to I'm trolling, but I have a lot of respect for this lady. And she bad, to be honest. She's a fine woman, fine young woman. Everybody in the industry has had their hands on her, from Puff Daddy to Future, even Puff Daddy's son, Drake. Who else? She done been with a lot of men, man. And now she's with Michael B. Jordan. Shout out to Lori Harvey. You're a real pimp out here in these streets. Shout out to Lori Harvey. She got all these dudes tricking on her. She ain't even famous for nothing. I ain't seen her create nothing. I ain't seen her do nothing. But shout out to Lori Harvey. I salute you. For real, to be honest. You're a real pimp out here. You got these dudes tricking. But if you rocking with the Trevor Jackson podcast and the Cabernet conversations, holla at the kid, man. Tune in, like, subscribe, and please leave comments. Get with the boy.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.